Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for serious tarot people. Now, more than ever. I've been doing tarot for over 20 years, astrology for over 50. Astrology is the science of cycles. There's nothing satanic about it. It's simply knowing cycles. And by the way, astrology has been scientifically proven to have value. Back in 1948, there was an RCA Victor audio engineer who was tasked with keeping our worldwide communications open. How he did it was by using astrology. You can check that out. 1948 RCA Victor engineer, worldwide communication. I've done also tarot for 20 years. Tarot is the science of possibility. So, astrology, the science of cycles, tarot, the science of potential. Now, potential means that you have to do something. The energy's there. It's whether or not you use it and how you use it. Okay? So, we find ourselves in an existential crisis right now. In recorded history, about 7,000 years, we have never faced this kind of situation where humanity has the power and even desire to exterminate itself. That power may have existed before 7,000 years ago, but there was this thing called the Younger Dryas, about 4,000 years, some great catastrophic situations. Maybe it was the Great Flood that we read, not just in the Bible, but in over 250 other places around the planet. Maybe it was an asteroid hit, comet, volcanoes. Maybe it was a combination. But for about 4,000 or 5,000 years, the area called the Younger Dryas, civilization was wiped off the map. Came back about 6,000 years ago. So in that time period, we've never faced a situation like this where we can literally turn out the light on ourselves. Flick of a switch, we're gone. So with that, I enter these readings with that kind of focus. This isn't lollipops and rainbows. This is, we are facing an existential crisis unknown in the past several thousand years. What are we going to do about it? Well, remember, tarot is the science of potential. Let's take a look. You're only going to get 5 cards. That's it. Nice, good, clear, simple read. Very often with tarot readers and astrology. Astrology is a little more difficult because you got the planets moving, you got houses moving, you got all kinds of stuff in motion, and it becomes much more difficult to make for a good, clear reading with astrology. I have found very few, myself, by the way, not included. I'm not really good at it. I can pick out parts and pieces, but astrology, you got your hands full trying to make some sense out of it. So you pick the big stuff and hope for the best. With tarot, 5 cards, simple. It's a clear spread. The energy you will know within about 10 or 12 minutes. I do a reading that lasts about 10 or 12 minutes. You'll know exactly what the energy is, and you'll know exactly whether or not it fits your life. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Tomorrow, next week, next month. You never, ever, 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 and if anybody tells you anything different, they're lying to you. You never get but a fraction of the people watching your astrological read or tarot read or numerological read who it resonates with. If you get 10%, 15%, you're doing great. The other people will have their shot down the road. We're not the same. We don't resonate the same. It's like your family. If you have brothers and sisters, why in the hell aren't you all the same? You came from the same house, same parents. Come on. Because we're all different. We come here with a different spiritual purpose, a different spiritual compass. And so that's the reason why, if it doesn't resonate with you today, don't worry about it. Stick with us. It will resonate. So let's begin. Middle card is the oracle card. It's always the thing that kind of sets the tone for the reading. And today it's higher power. Something spiritual about that, right? The number up in the right-hand corner is 4. 4 is stability. above and beyond all else. 4 is stability. So we're looking for something more solid, and we're looking beyond ourselves, beyond our capacity to see, or sense might be a better way to put it. Beyond our senses. And if you ask my wife, I'm senseless anyway, so I'm already there. But, all seriousness aside, we are reaching up. We're trying to lock in this spiritual essence that is at the core, the center of every human being on the planet. Higher power. Pretty important stuff. We have a meme today that kind of fits in and will help you. The meme for today is, don't let your time and energy leak from social media, overthinking, meaningless relationships. We have time and energy. Neither of those is finite or infinite. I mean, they are finite. They do run out. Our time runs out. We die. Our energy runs out. Ask anybody over 40 how quickly our energy runs out. Okay. So the point of the matter is don't let those two critical things, your time and your energy, and frankly, I'd toss in one more, your focus. Don't waste it on social media, overthinking, or meaningless relationships. Lock it in. Tap into that higher power. We begin all the way on the left with the King of Swords. Swords are thoughts, ideas, beliefs. The King of Swords is an ethical person. He remains unbiased. And that's what you are being called on right now. And what that means is, take a look at the world around you. Take a look at the way you've lived your life, the way you followed the rules. By now, you should be fully aware that the game is rigged. Totally rigged in every way possible. And you're not going to win. In fact, they don't want you to win. In fact, back about, I think it was 2008, I could have the dates wrong, but Bill Gates addressed a TED conference, if you know what TED conferences are all about, where he said that by 2050, it was his plan, along with others, the satanic puppeteers, to cut the world's population down to less than 500 million. Well, we're at about 8 billion now. So you got to figure that if you have 10 people in a room, 9 of those are going to have to be dead by 2050. And you take a look at the food, how they've polluted that, the water, the air, how they've polluted those, how they've polluted the social structure, all of it aimed at destroying us. And so far, it's a pretty daunting task. Well, the King of Swords says, stop. Step back. Analyze. Be unbiased. It's going to be uncomfortable. Like a knife, you got to cut through some shit. Stuff that you've been raised on, stuff that you've been told is true, stuff that now, if you're paying attention, you know that the vast majority of it, 95% of it, is untrue. It's a lie, in fact. Now, in so doing, using this energy of the King of Swords, you're going to get to the Page of Pentacles. Pages always change direction. Like a detective story. You know, you're headed in one direction, you think this guy did it, and then you find out it's this gal who did it, and that she didn't shoot the person, she used bow and arrow, whatever the heck it is. It changes everything. The pages change everything, and that's what the Page of Pentacles is all about. It's changing your values. If you're going to be using the King of Swords energy, you have to be unbiased. You have to be analytical. That means you got to pull your head out of your ass. I know it feels comfortable. I know it feels comfortable. This is the way you've always been taught and told, and everything and everybody supported it. But you know now it's not working. And not just a little bit, a big bit. A big bit. So you have to make the decision to make the change the page calls for. You got to be practical. You have to be seeking the truth. Takes us to our next card, the Magician. The Magician makes magic, but what it really is realizing your potential. To us, our potential is very limited because of all the rules and regulations and the way we've been raised. Truth of the matter is if you can tap into your higher power, if you can lock it in, you have the potential of being much more resourceful than you think. And the magician gives you the determination. So you got to change your thinking to change your values, and you have to make the determination, doggone it, wherever this leads, I'm going to go. I have to be different. Things have to be different because they can't stay the same. And that will ultimately mean that the Hermit card energy takes over. And the Hermit is turning inside. Right? Solitude, introspection, seeking understanding and guidance. So when you're going to plug into the higher power, that spiritual essence that makes all human beings, there's an element of isolation that is required. But that's what's important, because as the meme said, don't let your time and energy leak from social media overthinking and meaningless relationships. You got to pull away from the world around you, in a manner of speaking, and reformulate. What's important to you and why? Where do you want to go and why? What do you want your life to be like and why? Those are the questions. You can do this. You can do magic. You can lock it in. That higher power. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another. Between now and the next time you and I do tarot, peace and blessings.